Hi, it's Steve Shalaby, your mortgage broker and realtor for life. Today's Monday, November 25th, 2019, and it's my favorite day of the week, Mortgage Monday. Today we're going to talk about a subject that affects every consumer in the United States. Many people have often wondered how credit scores are calculated, what goes into the FICO calculation. Well, the Fair Isaac and Company model basically protects their exact formula very, very carefully, and they're careful not to allow the general public or even the credit bureaus sometimes to know how the score is calculated. But we do know that there's five major facets to your FICO calculation. We know the makeup is about 35% credit history. We know 30% is calculated based on your amounts owed. We know that 30% is based on length of credit history, 15% based on new credit, and 10% based on credit mix. That means, do you have all revolving debt? Do you have all installment debt? Do you have a healthy balance of both? That kind of thing. So we can probably talk about this subject for hours, each one of those. But to try to keep the video short and sweet, I wanted to give you the breakdown of each. I want you to also know that the way your score is calculated, even though we know the basic five facets of FICO calculation, is different from person to person. If you're a person with 20 years of established credit, a late payment or a high credit balance is going to affect you differently than somebody who's just starting to establish their credit. So keep that in mind. Another thing you should know is we have models that can accurately predict credit actions. So in the mortgage industry, for example, we have a service through one of our credit vendors called Credit Expert. What does that do? That allows us to simulate FICO actions, FICO score calculations based on your action. What happens if I pay off a credit card? What happens if I go 30 days on a credit card? What happens if I skip a car payment? How will that affect my FICO score? I can simulate different aspects this way and give you an idea of what your score is going to end up looking like. Another thing we should probably talk about is many people don't realize there's certain things that your credit report ignores and does not report on. So besides the credit factors that we discussed, things like mitigating circumstances. Nobody knows and nobody reports as to why you had a foreclosure or a short sale or a judgment, when in fact creditors care about these things. If you had a short sale or a bankruptcy due to a medically related or necessity, we can actually overlook that and reduce the amount of time required in seasoning in order to allow you to get another mortgage. How about net worth? Credit score doesn't calculate net worth. What if you have more in the bank than what you owe? Shouldn't that be worth something? Of course it is. And creditors will consider those as compensating factors, even though they're not reported on your credit bureau. Another thing is alternative credit references. Alternative credit references are things like phone bills, car bills, water bill, electric, cable, insurance. Those companies don't report to the credit bureau, but if you're establishing new credits and you don't have a whole lot just yet, on an FHA loan, and even sometimes on a conventional loan, we can use these alternative credit references to still get you approved for a mortgage. So this has been the Monday Mortgage Monday show, coming to you from the great outdoors today because the weather's actually decent this morning. Give us a call if you have any questions on your mortgage, your credit report, how it's calculated. If you're interested in refinancing, it's a really good time. We have FHA rates hovering around 3% this week. Purchases are also very, very strong. Give us a call. We'd love to help you out. I'm Steve Shalaby, your mortgage broker and realtor for life. My cell phone is answered till 10 p.m. every night. It's 786-543-5115. Thanks again, and don't forget to make it a great week, everybody. And happy Thanksgiving.